To our post-race for today's 18th annual Sylvania 300, the second race in the Challenger round of the 2014 chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. And our third place finisher with another strong showing is Kevin Harvick. He drove the number 4 Budweiser designated driver Chevrolet for Stewart-Haas Racing. And Kevin, certainly another strong performance. You're positioning yourself where you want to be and to get to that next round. Obviously, if you don't get the win, then you certainly are going to be in a good position heading to Dover.
Yeah, first 2 weeks have gone really well, and that was important for us to get off to a good start to make sure that we weren't scrambling after week 1, and then that stuff seems to pile on. And I think that's a lot of what happens when we get towards the end of this race today. That's a lot of what was happening is you have to be aggressive, and this place is tough to be aggressive on. And we wound up with a ton of restarts and different strategies. And I thought at one point we were going to win the race, and then the next thing I know, the twos on my left rear quarter panel, and I'm out of the groove, just like 22 did to him the run before. So, it was just hard racing. Enjoyed it, and hopefully we can keep running like we're running.
Questions now for Kevin Harvick. Let's start over here with Nate, and then we'll go to my man right here.
Nate Ryan, USA Today Sports. Kevin, you indicated that the restarts were a problem during the TV interview. Were you upset with NASCAR? Joey Logano, could you just explain what your thought process there is?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty clear on, 2 stripes and 1 stripe. You start in between those 2 spots, but, it's pretty evident that he was, a car length or 2 car lengths starting before that, and it was just like nobody was watching upstairs. So, maybe I just need to be more aggressive on my restarts and start sooner than the double lines.
Other questions? Go ahead.
Kevin, I was commenting to you a little bit earlier how this race kind of felt like forever. As a driver, does it get frustrating, especially early on when you were leading those laps early on? You were thinking, I probably had a chance to win, and then all of a sudden it becomes like a Darwin type of race where you have a survival of the fittest?
Yeah, and a lot of times that's the way that these races turn out, because once the caution comes out, you get close to the end and everybody starts playing a strategy, and you got to be more aggressive to get track position on the restarts, because that's the easiest time to gain spots. So cautions bred cautions today.
Other questions for Kevin? Go ahead, sir.
Knowing that Loudon's a little bit similar to tracks like a Phoenix or a Martinsville, what are some things you can take away from today's race that will help at those tracks, provided that you are in contention for the championship?
Well, I think Phoenix is, was a good place for us, has been a good place for me over the years, and I don't know that Martinsville really applies much to anything that we've done at many of these places. So you just have to treat Martinsville kind of like its own beast. But Loudon is a lot like Martinsville. You can wind up in trouble really fast, and you want to survive and do what you have to do.
Any other questions for Kevin Harvick? Kevin, we'll let you go. Another strong run. Good luck at Dover. Thank you. Thanks, Kevin. Okay, our race runner-up and our top Sunoco Rookie of the Year contender, and just another strong showing here for the number 42 Target Chevrolet is Kyle Larson. Kyle, it just seems like that there at the end of the race, all of a sudden you show up. And, of course, that's where you want to be at the end of the race. But just talk about another very, very good showing. Just talk about how that's all coming around now for you.
Yeah, we were struggled quite a bit most of the weekend. And then to start the race, I started 10th and fell back to, I think, almost outside the top 20. So, we definitely weren't even a top 15 car for the first 100 laps of the race. And Shine and everybody on the Target team did a great job adjusting the race car and really woke it up. It was pretty crazy how I went from bad to really good at the flip of the switch, it seemed like. So you didn't think we'd be a second place finisher. We weren't a second place car by any means, but top 5 car I thought, and lined up in the right rows there at the end. Lots of restarts. It was crazy how many cautions there were at the end, and finally figured it out that last time and was able to get to second and hold off Kevin there for 2 laps to get second. So happy about the finish. Hopefully someday soon I'll get one spot better. But like I said last week, all these coming close and finishing second or third is going to make that win feel really special.
We have a question in the press box. Let's go to the press box, and then we'll come downstairs. Question for Kyle Larson.
SpencerMotorsport.com. After the finishes that you've had in the first and second races of the chase, do you kind of wonder what if you had been in there since you have been so strong, and looking back, where could you have made a difference to get one of the transfer spots into the chase?
Well, the only what if I know is that we'd be in the next round with the 2 finishes that we've had. But yeah, it's just a little bit disappointing. Seeing how well we've been running and not being in the chase, but you're really proud about how we've been running. To be me and Jamie both being about the only. Well, I guess there's a few other non-chase guys that were contenders today, but me and Jamie last 2 weeks been really good. So I know other teams that are in the chase noticed that, and I'm sure they're worried about us for next season already.
Let's come downstairs. We'll go to Rick, and then we'll go to the gentleman up front here. Go ahead, Rick.
Rick Bonnell, show observer. Kyle, they're obviously in these situations where the playoff is going on along with everybody else in the field. Drivers talk a lot about how there are a lot of different agendas right now. Brad can be real loose because he won. Other people have, sudden pressure to advance. You, as somebody who's running well without being in the chase, what are your priorities? What's on your mind in this situation? Does anything change because you're in the midst of a bunch of people running chase races?
Really, the only thing that we're racing for right now is wins, I guess. But at the same time, you got to be cautious of those guys, but still race them hard. You can't. We're not just out there being field fillers. We're out there racing. So we're all out there trying to win, and I'm gonna race hard and try and get that win. But do everything I can to not affect those guys' races, other than just beating them.
So care, but don't be disrespectful.
Yeah. Like I said, you got to race hard, but they've got a lot to lose, and you have to understand that, and they need to understand that too. And we're not all just going to back down just because they're in the chase, but we're obviously not going to do anything stupid to affect them.
Let's go to the front row. Go ahead, sir.
Rob Tiongson of the podiumfinish.com. Kyle, congrats on a runner-up finish here at Loudon. I remember we saw you here in the July race when you finished third. What exactly has it been for you that's made you so comfortable or successful here at Loudon?
I really don't know, because I feel like this is a type of track that doesn't suit my driving style, and I really think it's just because I'm got a good team. They get me up front at the end of the races, and it's so hard to pass here that once you get up front, if you just maintain your ground, hopefully you don't back up, and that's kind of what we did both races here at Loudon. Was do some pit strategy things the first race to get up front and stayed there the whole race, and then this race, once all the cautions started happening, we just missed the wrecks and would line up in the right rows and get to the front, and then the 55 had to pit in front of us for fuel, and we were kind of gambling, I guess, but the cautions worked out. But yeah, I don't know. This place I don't feel like suits me, but my stats here, this is probably my best track for my stats.
Just a little follow-up question. What's it mean for you to get all the respect from the veteran drivers like we saw last weekend with Jeff Gordon and Kevin Harvick just did recently in the media room?
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I didn't know Kevin talked about me, but yeah, it means a lot, and I think it means a lot to them to see a rookie that can battle with them up front each and every week, and race them hard but race them clean. So just got to keep doing the same things I've been doing, but hopefully start winning races.
Let's go back upstairs to the press box. Another question for Kyle Larson.
Kyle, looking at the results here the past 2 races in the chase, obviously Penske's flexing its muscle here. What concerns do you guys have about being able to catch up to them as the chase wears on, and now that both their drivers have advanced, how much more pressure to put on the rest of the field?
Well, I don't think I'm sure it puts pressure on the chase guys. I haven't really thought about it because I'm not in the chase, but hopefully somebody with a Chevy can beat those guys. They're really fast, and they've been fast all season long. They've had a shot to win a lot of races, and now it seems like they've been getting it done quite a bit. So it's cool to see how well they're doing, but hopefully, like I said, hopefully somebody in a Chevy can start beating them and hopefully go win the championship in Homestead.
Anybody else for Kyle Larson? Right here.
Alex Hall, New Hampshire Union Leader. Kyle, you mentioned how things kind of turned around for you after the first 100 laps. What kind of led to you being able to get up towards the front? Was there any kind of strategy there, or what led to that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we weren't very good the first 100, and then my crew chief and engineers, I'm sure they got together and decided on what adjustments to make to the car. I don't even really remember what adjustments they were, but seemed like from that point on we were really good. The first couple runs I was really loose on exit of the corner and tight in the center and loose on my entry, and after that all three parts of the corner were fixed. So once we got the car driving good, we just had to miss those wrecks, and we gambled on fuel a little bit, but all the cautions worked out, so wasn't really a gamble very much. But yeah, I mean, just really proud of my guys on how they got me into the game.
Anybody else for Kyle? Kyle, congratulations on another strong showing and good luck at Dover.